When you hear the term supercomputer, you probably picture a massive server room, or something like this, or maybe something like this. But then in 2026, what if I tell you that a supercomputer looks like this? This small device, the NVIDIA DGX Spark, is a developer workstation built around the NVIDIA Grace Blackwell superchip. And the reason it's called a supercomputer is because of the internal architecture. This provides 1 petaflop of FP4 AI performance. In traditional servers and computers, you have a CPU there, you have a GPU there, and they have to talk to each other over a PCI bus. That's like a single lane highway. But this one does it differently with its GB10 chip. The CPU and GPU are fused into a single die. You have a 20-core ARM CPU and a Blackwell GPU sitting right next to each other. And they are connected using something called an NVLink C2C. C2C stands for chip to chip. It's an internal connection that moves data at 900 gigabytes per second. We'll show you the benchmarks in the later part of the video. It has 128 GB of unified LPDDR5X memory. So in a normal system, if the AI model is larger than your video memory, it won't even run. But here the entire 128 GB pool is shared instantly. So you can load up to a 200 billion parameter model locally. If we talk about its I/O, it has 420 Gbps Type-C ports compatible with DisplayPort 2.1, and one of them supports 180 watt power delivery. You also have a 10 gigabit LAN port. And by using this ConnectX-7 port, you can link 2 units together to double your performance and memory bandwidth. It effectively becomes a single system, like a cluster on your desk, without increasing your footprint. Now, to check the real-life performance of this single device, we did our testing and also compared it to a 5090 system, which is the best consumer-grade GPU right now. On the Qwen 2.5 72 billion and Llama 3.2 90 billion, the GB10 maintained a steady 4.6 tokens per second. The 5090, it couldn't even load them. Its 32 GB VRAM became a bottleneck. But there is a catch: latency. The GB10 uses LPDDR5X memory instead of the higher bandwidth GDDR7 that's found in the 5090. So you'll have to wait longer for that first token. On Llama 3.2 90 billion, we saw a latency of 133 seconds. On DeepSeek R1 70 billion, it took 180 seconds to generate at 4.6 tokens per second. Then we moved to smaller models where the 5090 can compete. On Qwen 2.57 billion, the 5090 delivers 220 tokens per second with just 4.5 milliseconds of latency. The GB10, it produced 46 tokens per second with 22 seconds or 22,000 milliseconds of latency. On Gemma 1 billion Q4, 5090 delivered 160 tokens per second with 6 milliseconds latency, and GB10 was able to outperform with 204 tokens per second, but at 3 seconds or 3000 milliseconds latency. In fine-tuning test, we tried training GPT OSS 20 billion. The 5090 finished an epoch in 207 seconds. The GB10, it took 277 seconds. But the moment we stepped up to a 120 billion model, the 5090 failed and GB10 finished one epoch in 18 minutes. In image generation, on Qwen 3 4 billion plus image to turbo FP16 workflow, 5090 took 6 seconds and GB10 took 10 seconds to generate the first image. On Flux 2 Dev, in 5090, first image took 50 seconds and in GB10, it took 237 seconds. But with multiple generation, we saw decrease in generation time on the GB10. The second image took 156 seconds on the GB10 and the 5090 took 56 seconds. In third image, the 5090 took again 56 seconds and the GB10 reduced its time to 129 seconds. In video generation using Hunnion Video 1.5 FP16 model, the 5090 took 1310 seconds to generate a video, while the GB10 took 3606 seconds to generate a video. Now you must be thinking that the 5090 is better, but then what surprised us was the power consumption. The 5090 alone was taking around 575 watts of power and the whole system was around 800 watts. But then the DGX, it was doing all these testings under 100 watts. More importantly, because of that 128 GB of unified memory, you can load multiple models at once or generate ultra high resolution assets which would be crashing a 32 GB or a 48 GB card. We have also published a detailed blog covering more AI models and tests. You can check that link in the description. So in conclusion, the DGX Spark isn't made for speed, and it's not for training foundational models from scratch. It's for the developer, the student, or the researcher who needs massive capacity but then in a compact, silent and an efficient package. It's about owning the compute. You can experiment, test, fine-tune, run multiple models or a massive AI model locally by just putting it at the corner of your desk. You don't even need a cloud subscription for this. And if you're really interested, check out the link in the description. That was all for this video. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section. And if you like such videos, make sure that you subscribe. We'll see you in the next.